I didn't know who Uncle Lee was until him and Mikey got into it and he was throwing forks at him. He was throwing forks. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk about The Bear. Season 2 just came out and it was so good. Like, the show was so good. I am so excited, and like I have like so many notes to talk about. I'm just gonna go through each point like as fast as I can, but first, like a little small I guess recap tidbit of like the first season. The first season was so good, so captivating, and like a great setup and like start to like, and I love how they just like jumped right in to the restaurant and the environment and like where it started with you know, the passing of their brother Mike and Carmy coming back and dealing with anxiety and stuff like that. And I love that Carmy's character isn't really like, he doesn't have a drug addiction problem, and he doesn't have like you know, alcoholism. Like, I love that they just strictly focus on like him having like an anxiety problem with like such a high demanding job. Not that I love that for the character, but like, you know what I mean, I love that they didn't take an easy way out and like give him a substance abuse problem, you know, even though his brother passed from that. But anyway, let's get into the second season, because the second season was just as good as the first season, and I'm like, it was too much. Like, anyway, let's just get into it. Okay, so the first thing that stood out to me, I have written on here, is eyes. Now, I don't know if I noticed this in the first season or not, or this was just like a new thing that the director wanted to do, or I don't even know if it's the same director from the first season or the second season. I don't know. Don't ask me. But I noticed like in this season they focused a lot on the eyes. Like I said, I don't know if they did that or not in the first season, but they focused on the eyes, and I noticed like everybody's eyes, like the shots that they were getting is like you could see everybody's like colors of everybody's eyes. I don't know if they was doing that on purpose or not, but I noticed it. And Jeremy Allen, White, like his eyes are beautiful. Like, them things are like gorgeous, very gorgeous. But anyway, second thing I got on here, Carmy and his girlfriend. I knew they was gonna give him a love interest. This season. I just knew it was coming. I was like, they didn't give him a love interest for the first season, but if they give it a second season, I feel like they're gonna give him a love interest, which I feel like is gonna be really hard to do with the high demanding job that he has, on top of them wanting to like start a whole new restaurant after they found the money. I'm like, I don't know, with them characters and the way that they barely just got it together with this restaurant. You want everybody to work on a new project to make a new restaurant with all them personalities the way that they are. Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of drama. I'm here for it, obviously, but for them to give him like a love interest on top of all that is gonna be too chaotic. But we all here for the drama. But as far as like him and his girlfriend, I don't see it. I don't like it. I don't care for it. Sorry, not sorry. I do not care for Carmy and his girlfriend's relationship. I feel like they was trying too hard to sell the story. With the whole backstory of them being childhood friends and having childhood crushes on each other and all that. That's cute, that's fine and all that or whatever, but I'm not feeling it. I don't care. You know, we living in the here and now. You know what I'm saying? Like, them trying to do this whole like childhood sweetheart thing or whatever. Like, she cute, she pretty. Like, the actress that they chose for her, like, to play the love interest for him, she's cute and all that or whatever, but I just don't care for it. I feel like she served as escapism for him in this new season, in his life of trying to like juggle starting a new restaurant and the anxiety of starting a new restaurant from scratch, and already obviously being like almost basically $1 million in the hole for this new restaurant. I just feel like she served as a escapism. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. She just served as escapism from him just trying to deal with it, everything that was going on. And it's like important things that everybody needed him to do. He was putting it off on everybody else and like just running to her and using her. And then these scenes that they was having together, like, my bad, y'all, I'm gonna stay on this for a while because I just do not agree with this. I do not agree with him and his girlfriend. They keep trying to sell this story and I'm not buying it and I don't care for it. And I just feel like she just served as escapism for Carmy. And everybody else was like picking up all these different roles and doing all these different things. Like, he done brought his sister in as like the operating manager for the whole situation, putting everything off on Sid. I'm looking like, is Sid a partner in this company? And then Sid talking about she ain't even a partner in the company. And then the other girl that she met with was like, oh, I didn't have that situation, I didn't been there. And everybody trying to warn her and be like, just make sure you could trust your partner. Like, girl, it's too much. And then the way that, like, I was getting nervous for Sid because the way that he just kept like running to this girl, and then again, like the way they was like putting together these scenes for him and his little like childhood sweetheart, and like kept trying to make it seem like she was his safe space. They kept trying to like frame it as like she's his safe space, but what I read it in their scenes together and their time together was she was his escapism. She was his escapism. And he ended up saying that like in the last like episode or whatever. And then they was trying to like they did a little voicemail thing, and then him like, you know, hearing that, and she's saying I love you and want to be with you and I always had a crush on you and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, I get it, it's cute or whatever, but like, again, I'm still not buying it. I'm sorry. And then I'm like, they're gonna give them a third season and they're gonna put them together and they're gonna put them back together and they're gonna try to make it work, and guess what, it ain't gonna work because he $1 million in the hole already with this restaurant. It's gonna take him a lot of years, and he gonna have to be there every single day for like literally the next fucking 5 years to come out of the hole. Girl, he ain't got time for no relationship. He ain't gonna have no time. And then she gonna be what, a nurse, and she gonna be at the hospital all day tired and shit. Girl, bye. Anyway. And then let's go to Sid. I loved Sid's storyline. Her storyline in this season was so interesting. I'm so glad we were able to get more into her storyline. She had more screen time. I feel like no scene with her was wasted. No scene with her was wasted. Even, you know, with the scenes with her and her father and everything like that, and them, you know, spending time together for their mother's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like, no scene with her was wasted. Her going around town, tasting and getting inspiration by herself and getting information from everybody and getting advice from everybody by herself. Like, no scene with her was wasted. Her storyline was so interesting this season, to add on to last season. Yeah, I just love the focus on her. And Sid and the Baker Boy, I am so glad. I know I sound like a hater of love right now, but I'm really not. I'm really not a hater of love, y'all. I swear. I am so glad that they cooled off on the love story and the love interest between her and the Baker Boy. I'm so sorry to his character. I don't know his name. I don't remember his. I think it was Marcus or something like that. I don't remember his name. I don't really care. I'm so glad they cooled off on their little love thing they had going on between the Sid and the Baker Boy. Honestly, the first season was giving me very much they just putting the two black people together. I said it. Sorry, not sorry. Y'all was just putting two black people together, and y'all thought the girls was supposed to eat it up, and I'm not buying that storyline either. I just feel like it was Sid being nice to a younger chef, an inspiring chef in the first season, and he obviously looking up to her and admiring her, and then of course being a little sweet on her. But I didn't see them really going far or going the distance. Personally, I didn't see it. I'm not interested in their love story. I'm glad that the second season they cooled that down with them. The Baker Boy, I loved his Copenhagen trip. His whole little Copenhagen trip, and then they explored that and focused on that, and he, went and, learned new things, saw new things, seen new places, and also them tying that together with his worry of his mom, being in, her condition, right? And him worrying about that and having that support system of everybody just being like, still follow your dreams, you know what I'm saying? And even though that's going on, it's a hard thing that's going on, but she would want you to still follow your dreams still, you know what I'm saying? So that was nice, and it was great that they put that together for him. But that was also sad also in the last episode that we knew that his mom passed. With all the missed calls, she passed. But I'm glad that she didn't pass in Copenhagen, for better or worse. And she was also here for more years than the doctor said. So that's also good too. He got to actually spend more time with her than the doctor said he was supposed to. So positives. Let's look at the positives, right? Cousin, which I think is Richard, right? I just say cousin. So, Richard, basically, they did his like turnaround story, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, my only feeling about that, my only opinion, I loved it. I loved his turnaround story, but I just feel like it was rushed, if that makes sense. Like, for him to be a 45-year-old, like one of the oldest people in the restaurant, and for him to have like such a turnaround, I just feel like it was kind of rushed, honestly. But I loved it though. I love that he and when he was talking to Carmy and was telling Carmy like, oh, I feel like the guy that's gonna be pushed out and everybody else is gonna move on. I just kept seeing him, and I don't know if they're gonna do this in the third season, but I just kept seeing him like being a tour guide, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, like just being a tour, like that could be a side hustle for him. Like, he finds some purpose because he is good with people. Like the way Carmy told when he went to his little training session, right? When he went to his training session with the other chef at the other restaurant, and she was saying like, Carmy basically believes in you, and he said that you were good with people. Everybody knows and can clearly see that he's really good with people. And so my immediate thought before he went to the training session or the training at the other restaurant, my immediate thought was I could see him like finding purpose and like being a tour guide and like having like little tours and stuff like that, and showing people around Chicago, and giving like little history lessons about Chicago. Like, that could be a little side for him outside of the restaurant. But it's nice that he found his space and his position. They found a position for him in the restaurant, and he was open to it and willing to be a part of the team because he is real good at his job. So that was cool. Tina, the older Hispanic lady in the show, her storyline, I loved her storyline. I honestly wish we got more into her storyline, like how we was able to see Cousin's training going, like step by step, and his progress in his training. I wish we was able to see that. For Tina, she was so cute, and I loved her growth. I feel like she got the most out of the whole process, from the beginning of Carmy taking over to the opening night. Like, I feel like her progression was like the greatest jump. Her and Baker Boy, you know what I'm saying? Her and Baker Boy, I feel like they got the most out of the progression from the old restaurant into the new restaurant. But I loved her storyline. I feel like her also, there was no wasted scene with her in the show. I even wish they went, just like Cousins, they went deeper into her training and her, progression in the training or whatever. But I love that, we was able to get a little bit more of her personality and watch her get out of her comfort zone outside of the restaurant, you know what I'm saying, with her doing karaoke and singing and stuff. That was cute. And then I want to know, what's her backstory? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to know what's her backstory. And then who else we got up in here? Uncle. So we got Uncle, the uncle guy. That's the one giving him all the money, okay? He it's nice to have a rich uncle, ain't it? A rich uncle that's going to give you $800,000 just because he believe in you. Damn. I wish, but I wish. God damn. But anyway, I just wrote down, like, he is so funny. Like, he really is. Like, you know, Frack is the comedic relief most of the time, you know, and everything like that. But the uncle and his little comments and shit, like, he is hilarious. And then I want to know, like, why does he put so much money into the kids? You know, I know he's like, their dad was his best friend and everything like that, but to put like $1 million into the dream, man, you really believe in Carmy. But you know what, I feel like, honestly, first of all, everybody know Carmy got skill, but I honestly believe also his 3 Michelin stars and him working at like one of the greatest restaurants in the world, not just in the city but the world, Craig. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just the city of New York but in the world. Like, so I mean, I would low-key bet on it too. Like, I would low-key bet on it too if I had that kind of money to spare. You know what I'm saying? And he had, you know, 3 Michelin stars and like one of the greatest restaurants in the world, you know what I'm saying? And he like one of the top chefs, you know, he one of the top people in his career, you know, with that, you know, he like up there with LeBron and shit. Like, he in the NBA of chefs. So I would kind of, I would too. I would kind of bet on it too. But you better give my money back, like what he said. You better give my fucking money back. I'm gonna have to sell this shit. And then when he asked in the first episode, when they was asking him for the money, and then we was able to see who Uncle Lee was. When they did the Christmas episode in a flashback, I didn't know who Uncle Lee was until him and Mikey got into it and he was throwing forks at him. He was throwing forks. When Mikey... That shit was the funniest shit in the whole season. That was equivalent to like the long scene when Richie and Sid got into it and Sid stabbed him. I swear to God, that shit is so funny. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Hold on. They keep coming undone. Anyway, so what I'm saying, yeah, when I didn't know who Uncle Lee was until him and Mikey was getting into it at the table. He was throwing forks. And yeah, I wanna know in season 3. I honestly thought Uncle Lee was gonna show up in on the last episode and show up to the grand opening of the restaurant. And I thought that, you know, we were gonna see him again, but we might see him again in season 3. I don't know. But yeah, so since we talking about the flashback, right? I just wanted to say, side note, their mom is a straight up narcissist. Like, straight up, ain't no way around it. She is a straight up narcissist. And I want to know, like, okay, well, narcissists, they've always been like that, but I want to know if it like revved up after their dad died and she just got worse. Because the way the kids was talking about her when they was doing the whole Christmas thing and they was standing outside the house, they was like, you know, that's how she is and everything like that. And the boys, they kind of just accept it for what it is. But their sister, you know, everybody responds to trauma differently and everything like that. But their sister is like the hopeful one when it comes to their mom. But it just makes me wonder, was she always like that, or did she get worse after their dad died or something like that? I don't know, but she is terrible. And then when she showed up to you know what I mean, to the restaurant for the new opening, first of all, it's the same building, but bitch, it don't look nothing like the same. First of all, them ain't even the same walls in that goddamn building. They had to knock down the walls, bitch. There ain't nothing in that building the same. I mean, same grounds maybe, but everything else is completely brand new, honey. But the way, like, you know, and then people might give her a pass and be like, you know, it's too much trauma there. But I honestly feel like that's just something Sugar's husband had to tell himself, like, it's too much history, you know what I mean? It's too much history. He had to tell himself that and her that just to make Sugar feel better. But I honestly feel like when the mom said, I can't go in there and I can't ruin this for them, I think it's because she knew she was going to show her ass and make it all about herself. Just like in that moment, she was trying to make the Sugar's husband beg her to come in and just keep making it about her and just making a big ass scene. Like, girl, make up your mind. You coming in or you not? Like, I don't know. And then, like, for the Christmas thing, she did the same thing, like being drunk as hell and like just making it about her and like everybody like trying to make her feel better. And I honestly thought she was gonna kill herself. I really did. And she was wrong for that, for telling Sugar that she wants to kill herself, knowing that Sugar cared the most, Like, they all tried to care for her, and she really just, she too far gone. And then her running a goddamn car into the house, like, crazy as hell. I mean, I probably shouldn't be that hard on her, but, like, she just gave me super narcissist vibes, like, for real. Like, the way that she just would not allow anybody to comfort her and console her it was just too much. But still want to keep crying and wanted to keep making it about her. It was getting on my nerves. Then last but not least, honey, hold on, I had another thing, second to last. So hear me out first, y'all, for real. Hear me out. I know it sounds like I don't believe in love, but I really, really do. And I do believe in love for this show, but just not the couples that they've been trying to get us to believe in. I don't believe in them. The couple and the partnering that make the most sense, hear me out when I say this. If you ever watch Harry Potter, if you haven't, shame on you. But anyway, if you ever watch Harry Potter, you know how every like fandom, like the whole fandom or half of the fandom is very much like team freaking Hermione and Harry. Like, they really wanted Hermione and Harry to be together, so much so that they even bullied J.K. Rowling into saying that she regrets putting Ron and Hermione together. And if you ever like experience, it don't even have to be trauma, just people don't want to accept the fact that when they don't think about it and they're on autopilot, they end up going after the same traits in their partners that their parents have. So like, if you're a girl, you end up going after the traits of your father. If you're a boy, you end up going after the same traits that your mother has, good or bad, whether you like them or not. Those traits that they have, whether you like them or not, you end up going for that person, especially when it goes unchecked. It's just subconscious because that's what you're familiar with. So honestly, when it comes to Harry Potter, Hermione and Ron make the most sense. Hermione is just like his mama. Like, that makes sense. Most people don't want to accept the fact that they end up with their parent, because a lot of people end up with the negative attributes of their parents. But in Hermione and Ron's case, he ended up with the positive attributes of his mother. You know what I'm saying? Just his dad. His dad's going after his dreams, but he don't make that much money. But they're very happy, you know what I'm saying? And his mom is, she is who she is, you know what I mean? Like, she's opinionated, she's outspoken, would be considered more like a leader, but she's really not a leader, it's just her personality or whatever. And Hermione is the same way. Like, it's the positive attributes of his mom that he likes about Hermione. Like, they used to get into it all the time as kids and be bickering and arguing all the time, but her positive attributes mimic his mom. So it makes sense that they're together. A lot of people just don't want to accept the fact that they end up dating the same traits as their parents, because most of the time those traits end up being negative. You know what I'm saying? But think about it. Tell me if I'm lying. But I think, with all that being said, I think the ones that make the most sense together is Sid and Carmy, and they setting it up. For this. They setting it up for the third season. I hope they get a third season. They gonna try to. I feel like they gonna do a Janine and Gregory from like Abbott Elementary. They gonna do one of these, and then back together, like how they end up dating other people, seeing other people, and then they're gonna come back together slowly. It's gonna be a very, very slow burn, because they already setting it up. When it was, first of all, again, back to Carmy and his girlfriend, right? whenever they were together, if you weren't paying attention, it always seemed like, oh, she's his safe space, and he can just say anything with her, and he seems more relaxed with her. Like, even his sister was saying, he's dating the girl or whatever, and he seems more chill because she's offering some type of escapism. But if you really pay attention to Sid and Carmy's scenes, he doesn't bear or hold back anything of his real true feelings when he's talking to Sid. Go back and watch and tell me if I'm lying. When you watch the second season, or even the first, he has no issues actually bearing his real feelings when he's around Sid. And you see it very, very clearly when they're underneath the table talking to each other. It's a love triangle, child. It's a love triangle. But I think it's going to be one of them slow burns. I feel like, oh shit, my bad. I kicked the camera. I feel like it's going to be one of them slow burns. I feel like they're going to put him back with his girlfriend because he gonna feel bad and sorry, and he gonna try to keep working on the relationship and the restaurant, and it just ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna work, honey. It ain't gonna work unless she plan on coming and hanging out in the restaurant every night, at night, after her shifts, or in the morning before her shift starts, and hanging out with him. It's just not gonna work. But I love their friendship between Carmy and Sid, and I love that they got that set up real nicely to prepare for their slow burn of them getting together. And I really hope they put them together, honestly. But they make the most sense. And then opening night, child, I had to take, okay, they did the long season in the one take, right, for the sandwich scene in season 1. And that scene to me was just like, I mean, it wasn't funny, but like, and it gave me anxiety, but it was entertaining. This opening night scene, and Carmy losing his shit in the fucking, just losing it, and then seeing his boss, but we didn't even, and I love that the way that they shot that is like, we knew the silhouette of him. The fact that we didn't even get a close-up on his face the first time we saw him in the background, and they just did the silhouette of him, but we all knew who the fuck it was, like, I don't know about y'all, but I knew exactly who it was, bitch. And literally my heart fell in my ass. I was like, oh shit. Not the boss, not the old boss up in here. Oh my God, everybody losing their shit right now. Carmy is about to lose his fucking mind. And he did. And then the way Sid had to gather him and get him together. Like, you need to relax. You need to bring it down. Cause just like Sandwich Gate, I'ma walk the fuck out. And I don't care if it's my fault or not. The way Sid walked out on him on Sandwich Gate, and it was her fault. He was like, let me relax, cause she gonna walk out like she did last time. And this is not that, and we ain't got that kind of time. and then like, he's losing his mind. I love that whole like scene of like him. I didn't love it, but like I was losing it when he got locked in the goddamn in the freezer, and we're in the walk-in, and I had to literally stop. I had to press pause, go to the bathroom. I don't know. I had to like de-stress, because that scene really pulled me in, and I was like, it was like I was there, and my heart was really like sweating. I don't know. I was losing it. I was as if I was there. They did amazing amazing fucking acting. Like the first season, yes, Jeremy Allen White deserved his awards, but this second season, everybody in their mama on this project deserves their award. Like, what the acting is top tier, just top tier. Everybody, they better win. I don't know what the hell the category they gonna be in, but whatever category they in for the second season, it topped Sandwich Gate to me personally, because I had to stop in the middle of it and just de-stress and de-stress. But it was perfect the way everybody gathered themselves back together, and everybody was able to smoothly work it out while Carmy is in the walk-in going batshit crazy. That was so good. That was so good. That was so good. Oh my God, that was so good. And then take it a step further. We go back to the boss, the old boss, right? In the corner, and it ain't even him. Yo, what? What? Like, I don't even know what to say about that. I was like, I felt all the things in the opening night episode. I felt all the things. I felt it. Everything. I felt it. Amazing acting, amazing directing, amazing, writing. It was all the things. It was a great show. I really, really hope they get a third season. Yes. Yes. I definitely gotta watch the first season again into the second season. Chef's kiss, pun intended. But anyway, y'all let me know if y'all want to watch some, if you made it this far in the video. Please give me a like, subscribe, share. Please comment, and what did you guys like about the show, didn't like about the show? Do y'all agree with me or don't agree with me about the Carmy and his girlfriend situation? I didn't buy it. I don't like it. Do y'all agree with me and Sid, or don't agree with me, with Sid and Baker Boy? I didn't like their storyline either. I didn't like it. How do y'all feel? Are y'all, team, Sid and Carmy, like me? You know what I mean? Let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see y'all in the next one.